What happens when we die? Is there an afterlife? Do we go to heaven? Or even worse, hell? Can we communicate with the dead? And if we can, should we? Let's find out.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 25, Pedro Paranormal, blah, blah, blah. I'm here with my co-host, Carlos, as always, and longtime friend. And I am your host, Tony, and we're back with another not-so-paranormal episode. This would be the second one, right? Who knows how many we're going to make of these, but
yeah,
these are fun. We're going to be basically just talking about just random stuff, some paranormal and some not so paranormal.
We're gonna be all over the place here and there, but we're gonna try and avoid politics as much as we can.
We're gonna skip the whole monster thing this week because we don't want to burn out on it. But so anyways, how's your week, Carlos? How's everything? How are you handling the pandemic for like the fourth month in a row?
The pandemic's been going on for 20 years, and I feel good.
I know, it feels like 20 years.
Yeah, it does. I've been doing all right.
That's good. You know, the only thing that I'm kind of tired of is wearing those masks, dude. I'm kind of over it. I mean, I'm gonna continue to wear it, but I get tired of feeling like I can't breathe. But
because you're working with that. That's why you're out in the field.
Well, not only that, like just even doing things like going to the market and any store or sometimes I go for walks and you have to wear the mask and I don't know. I'm done. I'll continue to wear it, but I'm done. Yeah, and you know what? Go ahead.
I don't mind looking like Sub-Zero. Actually, last weekend, this Saturday, I'm gonna go back and ride my bike through Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, and all the way up to passing Dockweiler. And I wear my mask while I'm on my bike. I guess it gives me like a performance boost. It just makes me, I don't know, it's just me, I guess. I'm just weird.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you know what? In a way, that is kind of cool because sometimes I do go like to Vaughn's and I have the mask on and I'm like, man, I don't look as bad as I usually do, Just show the eyes.
Yeah, right here it hides the gaps in my teeth and my face and my beard.
Yeah. And you know what? The whole thing. I mean, I know you don't want to get into the whole coronavirus thing, but I don't know if you've been watching the news. Yeah. They've been showing like people partying like crazy. This past 4th of July. People were partying like crazy. Nobody wearing masks, and you even see some videos on Facebook of where they're doing the protest and like sometimes even the police isn't wearing masks. So it's just kind of like what's going on. People wear your mask. But anyways.
Yeah, it's just that's it.
Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And you know what? Did you hear that they're not gonna be starting school either in fall? They're gonna be doing
it's been
online
here in California.
Yeah, online learning, I guess. And you know what?
Which I think is a good idea because.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, not to get into politics again, but these administrators and politicians are meeting with each other because it's too dangerous. They're meeting with each other with Zoom, but yet they want the kids to go back to school. Okay, so why don't you guys meet up in the flesh and discuss this and then try to force the kids to go to school? It doesn't make any sense at all what's going on here, but let's leave that for another YouTube channel.
Yeah. But you know what's this is kind of a conspiracy that I heard about what's going on with the school system of doing the online thing, and somebody told me, I'm not gonna say names or anything, but they think that what's going on is that they're using. I'm not saying the pandemic isn't real, but they're using what's going on now to kind of change things right now. You know, stuff right now like the school system, like trying to change from having schools to just doing online schooling. So
right.
Everything's going digital, right? Movies went digital, music went digital, video games went digital. Well, why not school?
Well, there's also a lot of conspiracies going on there that you're right. The change might be that maybe they're trying to get rid of the public schools and only focus on charter schools.
Yeah.
And that way they can get teachers that would come in that are not very qualified to fill the positions of the actual teachers with degrees and so forth.
Yeah. I mean, then you think about it, right? It'd be cheaper to have the kids learn at home than have a building that has to be that needs maintenance, uses electricity, all that stuff, you know, just have them at home. You know, and I'd still pay teachers to teach online, but you don't have to have a place where you have to be feeding them and all that stuff. So who knows?
Yeah, but some parents don't have time for their kids, and sometimes some of those kids don't get fed at home. Sometimes they only get their meals at school.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, you know that, and the thing is, they were talking about this on the news because I was like, there's no way they can do this because some parents have to go to work. Or they don't have someone to babysit the kids, or they can't afford to pay someone to take care of the kids. So I was watching on the news that they're going to be in some places they were going to be trying school just for elementary and junior high school and high school. It was going to be online. So almost like kind of like those kids really don't need that much supervision as much as like the little ones. But yeah. Crazy times.
Yeah.
Not only that, Carlos. Did you hear about the whole thing? How they're saying that they want to get rid of money. Right now there's a coin shortage, and now there's a conspiracy going around that supposedly money's gonna go digital too. There's not gonna be any more actual cash.
Right.
So it's possible.
I heard about that, but I didn't do much research into that. That's kind of interesting. I want to actually look that up and see how much that's true or not about the coin shortage, and see what's going to happen with them changing from cash to credit.
Yeah, because you know what? There's a place, I forgot if it was in Canada or somewhere, where they were testing that out, where they weren't going to use any cash and just do everything with your card or your phone. So maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah.
Just keep some cash on the side, just in case. You never know.
Yeah. But you know what? Before we continue, I do want to thank Halloween Screams for that mummy, the one right behind me, that we got for the thumbnail for the last episode.
Yes.
For episode 24,
awesome.
The mummies. Still Halloween Screams here in San Pedro.
I just love how you get these props and you actually make the actual thumbnails for our YouTube videos. I think those are pretty amazing and very creative.
Yeah.
I like those a lot.
Yeah, that's one of the fun parts of putting the thumbnails to the videos. Is pretty cool. But yeah. So I mean, getting back to the whole the conspiracy thing. I mean, I know we weren't going to be talking about conspiracy, but the whole money thing is getting to me because you know how they're having there's a shortage in change, right? Like they're saying that they're running out of coins, or because of the pandemic, we're not supposed to use coins or even cash. Some places are only accepting card now. So that kind of makes me believe, you know what, maybe we are going that way. And it makes sense because, you know what, if you do that, I mean, it'd be a good way to control everything, right? Because there's no more, you wouldn't be able to buy things cash or pay cash, and everything would be taxed because you're going to actually, everything's going to be like they're going to be able to see everything you purchase and everything,
Yeah, all your transactions.
All the transactions, exactly.
And someone's going to be using that money. Right now, banks don't give you very much interest rate on your bank account and your savings account. Have you noticed? On your savings account, the percentage for you to make money has been dropping and dropping and dropping. And now that all this money is going to be into the system, that's going to fall down. You're not going to get anything, but the companies or the corporations that are handling your money are going to be loaning it to other borrowers, and they're going to be making a lot of money on interest rates.
Yeah. So it's crazy to think about that, because I mean, just think. Someday there might not be any more cash. You don't need anything. And some people, this even takes us deeper down the rabbit hole, because there's people that actually believe that that since money's going away, that we're gonna eventually get some kind of chip in our body, so that's gonna have all our information. Whatever you get paid at your job is gonna be there. So whenever you pay something, basically either a chip read or some kind of thumbprint, and
it's in the vaccines that they're gonna put in.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, I don't believe the whole thing of being in a vaccine, but I do believe
conspiracy theory.
I do believe that we're getting to that point where, digital is cool. We're in the future. Why not have a chip that, you won't have to fill out resumes anymore. Just read my chip. This is who I am, and all your information will be there. I mean, it's scary at the same time, but at the same time, it's a pretty good idea. Yeah.
Well, you don't need to put a chip inside you, man. You already have one of these.
Oh yeah.
And your cell phone, it can be tracked already with the cell sites, the Wi-Fi. Every cell phone has a MAC address that's very dedicated to that phone. Mm-hmm. Even a computer has a MAC address, and that's a very unique number that anybody can actually, if they know it, they can go in and they can change things around.
That's true. Hey, it's gonna happen like the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Total Recall. Remember? Is that the one where he has like some kind of implant in his nose and he has to take out that it's like a microchip?
Yeah, it's a beacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd rather have it up there than the other place, so it's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, what? Supposedly people are saying that this is all biblical when where the whole like money's gonna go away and the chips. I don't remember learning any of that in church, but
yeah. I think it's because we're going through so much change right now. Things are going from the old to the new, especially with this COVID-19 and technology that's coming around. I think it happened back when the 1912 pandemic of the flu came, and also the Great Depression came. After we go through some sort of turmoil, some sort of problem, Civil War is another example. After that, things change, and most of the time things go for the better. And hopefully, everyone's fears, they kind of subside and everything goes back to normal, or maybe some big change will happen after this that's positive for the world.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's true. Technology is getting crazy right now. The other day I was talking to my wife. I forgot what we were talking about. She wanted to buy something, and she's like, "What do you think about this?" So she goes on her phone, and she types like the first word, like search for, and then it said what we were talking about. And I was all like, "That's crazy." I go, "So let me test." So I said, "You know what?" So I said, "Let me test this out." So I'm like, we turned off the screens. And I just started randomly saying, you know what, we should go to Hawaii. I wonder how much tickets to Hawaii are, and all this. So then I turned on my phone and I go, how much? And then it said tickets to Hawaii, and I was like, what the? So the phones do listen to you. The phones do listen to you.
That's when you grab the sledgehammer and you take the phone outside. Boom.
Yeah. So like you said, I mean, there's no purpose to. I mean, there's no reason to chip people because we're already carrying the chip with us.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And especially if you use Facebook and Instagram, then that's another thing too. They're looking at everything too.
Dude, it's Facebook, Instagram, even video games, Xbox Live, all that stuff. You're always wearing a headset. They listen to what you're talking about. It's crazy.
Yeah. From Amazon, that's another one too.
Oh yeah. And now I saw a thing where they're putting all these cameras up now that could actually do face recognition. So like if you're walking down the street, a camera knows who you are because the phones, when you do all those like face scans and stuff, they find out who you are. So that somehow everything's connected. Like the system's all connected, and so they see you. They know you go to the airport. The camera sees your face and it'll show your name and everything. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, that was heavily used in the latest uprising with Hong Kong, I believe, right? And they were trying to protest against the Chinese government because the Chinese government was changing some rules around that favored them and not the citizens of Hong Kong. So there were a lot of protesters going out and they were doing their thing. And what happens is that they have this technology, the cameras, like you mentioned, go out and they trace your face and they copy and then they send it over to the Chinese government. And they pretty much arrested about 200 people in in one swoop because they just knew who they were through that technology, and they put them in prisons.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a lot of people that are against that. What do they call it? A Big Brother watch or something. That they don't feel it's an invasion of privacy and stuff. But you know what? I really don't care. There could be cameras everywhere watching what you do. I mean, it's not like unless you're gonna do something illegal, then I think that'd be the only reason to worry. But
right. So
I mean, if you do what you're supposed to, you'd be fine.
Mm-hmm. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said if you do what you're supposed to and follow the rules and obey the law, you should be fine, right? I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of slack for saying that from viewers.
Probably because
Yeah.
Because there are some things that you give and they take away. For example, I think one of the problems right now is those DNA tests. Whatever, I forget what the names are for those popular DNA tests. They take a swab. You call this company up. They send you a package in the mail. You use a swab, a Q-tip. You put your saliva, spit, send it back, and you get your results of your origins of what your blood tells you. Oh, yeah, you're part, Mexican or Spanish, or you have European ancestry, and that's great. A lot of people are doing it to find out, what they are, and it also puts everything together so that you know who your next cousin is, or somebody that might be in another state. They might be long lost relatives. But the problem is these companies that are doing this process. I think it's some sort of waiver or that you sign, or something happens is that they have control of your data, your information, your DNA. So that's kind of iffy right there.
But I mean, what can they do with it though? I mean, they have your information, so what?
Well, they have your DNA. They can study. They can break it apart. They can find some sort of information there. It might be helpful. It might be totally bad. Who knows?
Yeah,
just depends.
That's true. That's true. I mean, too. There's what is it? Every coin has two sides, I guess. So kind of thing. Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. So the whole thing of the cameras. I mean, we're already doing it ourselves with like you said, with the phones. So why worry about? Oh no, there's something watching me. Yeah. You always have the phone on your face watching YouTube. People watching San Pedro Paranormal all the time.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? There's another conspiracy that I heard about. I saw this online. There's this guy that I watched a few of his videos. I think he passed away already. His name is or was Dick Gregory, and he was actually involved in politics. He was with he did some stuff with Martin Luther King and stuff like that. But he's big into into conspiracies, I guess. And he before he passed away, he would talk about how there's 2 Donald Trumps. Have you heard about that?
No, I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, there's 2 Donald Trumps because he says there's one that wears a red tie and one that wears a blue tie, and the one with the red tie is a real one. And the one I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyways, conspiracies.
I just got an image of Alice in Wonderland.
I know. It's like with the whole thing. It's like with the whole thing of the Illuminati. Where they talk about these secret societies and you see all these famous people. And it's funny, dude, because before I watch stuff like this online, where they'll talk about symbolism and all this stuff. I never noticed, like, I have some old records and even cassettes of artists that I've liked since I was younger, and I never noticed that in these covers, these record albums and cassette covers, they're doing the symbols since back then, and I never noticed it till now that I actually watch stuff on the whole Illuminati thing. But there's a lot of music. The Beatles supposedly had a conspiracy theory also that Paul McCartney died back in '67, and the Paul McCartney we have now is actually somebody else. Yeah.
There's a lot of images on a lot of the albums. I think one of them is a Magical Mystery Tour where they're dressed up, and I guess John or somebody has the hand up behind Paul's head, and supposedly that means that person has passed or they're already in the next life.
Yeah.
Abbey Road, they're walking across the street. The 3 of the Beatles have shoes on where Paul McCartney doesn't. He's barefoot, and that's another symbol.
And Paul McCartney's dressed in white. Remember, he's the only one dressed in a different color.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means
and there's a line at one of the songs too. I forget which one it was. I think it was Strawberry Fields. You hear John Lennon talking at the end, but it's like a voice with effects, and it says, "I buried Paul."
yeah.
So I thought that was kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you know what you think about it, like you try to like reason as a normal human being, and you just think this is crazy. It's not possible. You know, it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start seeing all the stuff like in commercials, on your even on you know on the money, the triangle with the eye and the all-seeing eye, the
eye of Horus.
And you know what's funny? Taco Bell, because people used to talk about Taco Bell how they have symbolism too. You know, if you look at their sign, it has like there's an eye symbol on it, on the taco on the bit in the bell, right? And it has like if you remove the outside of the bell, you see it looks like a 6. And there's always three of those on each Taco Bell, so it's 666 and
oh man.
And it got so crazy that even Taco Bell's kind of started making. I don't know if you watch their commercials. They make fun of it, like, oh yeah, Taco Bell, you know, the Illuminati, and they start showing all these things. So.
That's pretty good. But I still do believe that Taco Bell is the devil.
The diarrhea devil.
A lot of demons are exercised on that one.
Oh man. Yeah, but you know what? Although this stuff is all like, you know, most likely not real, but it's fun to think about, you know, that there's all these these secret groups that control everything.
Yeah, there's like the Men in Black, the original Men in Black, not the comic book or the movie, but the original Men in Black, the black helicopters. What else are we talking about? Flat Earth Society and a few other things too. It's just all fun. I guess. Oh, 9/11. Supposedly 9/11 was an inside job.
Another conspiracy theory. Yeah, and aliens.
And it all involves aliens. I think aliens are the masterminds because they're the reptilians that took over politics.
Well, you know what? That's another conspiracy that
changed everything.
That's another conspiracy theory that supposedly there's already, you know, and I think we talked about this on a previous episode, that the aliens are already here, and they're like in the movie They Live, where they're part of the, you know, human society, and they're the ones that are like in power and all this stuff. And I mean, who knows? Who knows? It always goes back to aliens. Hey, and don't forget that other dude. What's the guy you always like bringing up? The funny dude, the guy with the funny hat.
Mr. Crawley.
Yeah, but
a show on just that guy one day.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? Because there's even conspiracy theories like with religion, that religion supposedly is part of it, like of these groups, that the people that started the different religions were part of these secret societies, and they started them to control people, you know?
Right.
But yeah. I don't know.
Touchy subject, but yeah, that's a possibility.
We're just messing around. I don't know. Half of the stuff I'm saying, I don't know what I'm talking about.
We are now professionals.
Yes. What are you drinking today, Carlos? Are you drinking any beer? Or?
No, I'm drinking Coke Zero.
Oh, you're on a diet?
No, I was just had nothing better to drink.
I'm drinking.
Well, you know what? I'm not on a diet, but I just drink it because it's less sugar or no sugar.
Yeah, and you know what I'm drinking? I try to stay away from soda.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll drink like these little like iced teas, you know, where they sell the powder and you just mix it.
Oh yeah.
And you know, you get less sugar. So. Yeah.
I'll probably switch over to that because this has a lot of carbonation and things that hurt your teeth and so forth. So I'll probably to tea. They say that's the best thing you can drink.
Yeah. But anyways, have you heard about any other like big? Oh, you know what? You were talking about the flat Earth, right?
Yeah, the flat Earth Society that believe that the Earth is flat instead of round. That they're saying that everything that NASA has given us is all false. That has been photoshopped. That the Earth is actually more like a pizza, where we're all on top the round pizza, and around us, instead of the North Pole being on top and the bottom, everything around is the crust or the ice, and everything in the center and so forth is pretty much where we live.
Yeah. You know what my favorite conspiracy theory, like of out of all of them, I think would have to be the moon landing.
Oh yeah.
That one to me, you know, I watched some videos online, and that to me is the most convincing one. The one that I'm like, you know what? Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence that says it's true, and then they have a lot of that stuff in the Smithsonian. There's been a lot of high-res pictures lately from a couple of, I don't know whether they're satellites or from high-powerful telescopes that have taken pictures of the landing site on the moon. But these people that really believe in this conspiracy theory, they're like, oh, well, who owns those pictures? Yeah, see, NASA. And they conspired with Disney. And the director was Stanley Kubrick to make that movie that they landed on the moon.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Hey, sorry to interrupt you. Talking about the Illuminati conspiracy theories, dude, look at the shirt.
Yeah. It's Pink Floyd, man.
the triangle. Yeah. You know, the moon landing, though, to me, because I was watching, there's someone that made another video, a newer video.
Right.
Excuse me. About how, you know, now, I don't know if you saw it on TV, but they were talking about how they wanted to go back to the moon, but they lost all the information or something that would make them able to be able to have the technology to go back to the moon, which doesn't make any sense to me, because I mean, we're ahead in time now. So how did you you know, how are we going reversing technology for space? I mean, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I think it's because, you know, we've been there, done that. I think we're focusing more on Mars now, especially with the last couple of Mars landers that have actually gone to the surface of Mars and taken information such as rock samples and so forth, and also SpaceX quest to go over there and take people there.
Hey, they got to call Stanley back to make another film.
Right? Yeah. Right now they got to get Disney, because, you know, right now the one's going to Disneyland, so they got to make some money somewhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the whole moon thing, dude, with those videos that show that, you know, where they're putting the flag, and then you see the flag move a little bit, like there's wind and there's no wind, and then the shadows, and then the way they're walking. I don't know, something. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think they even made a movie about that, right? Where the movie shows the astronauts like making the videos, like faking the moon landing, and then they come back and they feel all like they're all depressed and stuff because they know they're lying and something like that.
Right, because supposedly it was a space race, and they were on a schedule or a timeline to get to the moon before the Russians did. And I guess because we supposedly, the way it says, the conspiracy theory says that we made it, the Russians backed off and didn't want to pursue that anymore. But bogus.
Yeah, that's just a movie.
Yeah.
But anyways, Carlos, is there any other conspiracy theories, or that's it for conspiracy theories?
I mean, I didn't want to talk too much about them because I don't really like going into that stuff. I don't know why people get into that. Maybe because they just like the little rush or whatever it is about it.
It's you know what, it's kind of like Aliens. Yeah. It's kind of like Aliens, where it makes you think, like, what if, you know? I think that's what what attracts people. That's what attracts me to conspiracy theories, is like, you know, what if there is something else to you know, to anything. So, but
and it's okay to question, and it's okay to challenge things, to disprove, and kind of like what scientists do to the current, like what is it, Einstein's theory of relativity and anything. Take facts and do, you know, experiments and try to say, hey, this is the idea that I have. Let me show you if it can, you know, I can disprove this theory. And if so, then that becomes a new theory. That's just science. Yeah. Science is always challenging itself. But
just don't do it. Just don't do a lot of. Just don't do it like. What's that? Just don't do it like us. Just by, you know, do all your research by watching YouTube.
And tabloid websites.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Talking about tabloids, remember when we were younger, when we were kids, and when they had those newspapers? When I remember going to the market, and getting in line, and they would have these newspapers with like a man catches a tarantula the size of a car, or stuff like that. Those are pretty cool.
Yes, I would love those things. We're now Sprouts up there on Western. That used to be Vaughn's back in the day, and my mom and dad would take me there and my brothers to go shopping. So they would be in line after they're done shopping, and me and my brothers would just be bored and waiting in line, and we'd see that newspaper, and we'd just grab it and just start flipping through it. Hitler is alive, and he's using a computer and trying to send Facebook posts or something. No, I'm just kidding about that. But those magazines were something.
Yeah,
you could totally see the Photoshop lines around all that, just so fake. But they were entertaining, and I think that's why a lot of people are into conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, they always had the ones where Elvis is alive, UFO lands on man's farm, stuff like that. But it's I think it just stuff like that just sparks the imagination. So I think that's what makes it fun. But
right. I think so. After that, I think me and my brothers, we started making parodies of those. We got really into comic books, and as we started drawing, we started copying some of those things and put our own names or our cousins' names on there, just make fun.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? There's another big conspiracy that we haven't mentioned is the JFK, the assassination.
Oh yeah, maybe you can elaborate on that one, because I forget, because I know that there was from the facts was that there was one man, Lee Harvey Oswald. He was on the grassy knoll and he fired and he hit the president. And he was captured and he was taken to prison, but Jack Ruby came, shot him, and I guess Jack Ruby faced the penalty, and he died before he was killed. So anyways, there's all these things involved, and it kind of throws people off. It's like, hey, what if there is something going on here? Why did that man Jack Ruby kill Lee Harvey Oswald?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's more than one person supposedly that was out there.
Yeah, you know what? I watched I watched that movie with Kevin Costner called JFK. Right? Did you see that?
Okay.
And that's about the whole that it was someone else. There was other people like sharpshooters and stuff like that. But,
right.
Yeah.
Something about the bullet, how the trajectory was wrong, or it was from a different angle.
Yeah. And then also when you see the car driving by, like the way the way he was shot, that his head I guess swung the wrong way or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, pretty crazy stuff. I mean, if it did happen,
those are the oldest ones, though. Mm-hmm.
If it did happen, that's crazy.
Yeah. JFK. What's the other one? The moon landing. Those are the oldest ones. More than 40, 50, or whatever years ago, maybe longer than that. Yeah, they're still going on. It's kind of crazy how you would think they would have squashed it.
How about the whole thing that when the Nazi stuff happened, and they brought the Nazi scientists, and they're the ones that started NASA and stuff. Have you heard about that?
Well, it's true. They had to get some of the scientists over, and they helped them out with the liquid rockets for a lot of the space shuttles.
Yeah. So I mean, I saw there was one where they showed on one of the videos online. They show a picture of, when they're doing the I think it's a moon landing or something. You know how they have that big room with all the computers and people are looking at the monitors and stuff, and you see in one of the pictures one of the guys has a scar, some kind of scar, and that's a scar that they would give to some of the Nazis, I guess. Like when you reach a certain rank, they would give you that scar, and so that guy had the scar on, I think it was the neck or the face or something. So he was one of the, supposedly, I'm not saying it's true, but supposedly one of the Nazi guys that they took to work for for NASA and stuff.
Right, they worked for the Nazis, and when the U.S. went in there to I guess find that information of the science that they were trying to get to, I guess they gave them amnesty or some sort of saying, hey, you won't be tried. You'll be found, safe in our country if you come with us, and you teach us how to become, or if you teach us how to do this technology. Yeah. And that was mostly just rocket fuel technology, right?
Yeah, and not only that, but I don't know if you saw a thing. They actually had a thing where, I think it was Germany, was working on these UFO looking things. Have you seen those? There's actual video where they make UFOs and they have like these propellers under, like a giant fan, and you see them kind of like floating around, and the videos are in black and white. I don't know if they're real, but they did show them. I think they even did a documentary on that they were trying to like make a UFO.
Right, the United States was trying to do that for a while. They have these saucer-shaped looking aircraft with a lot of turbines and fans underneath to get a lift to go up, but they can never actually do it. They did actually finally develop this backpack that has some sort of liquid nitrogen or so in the back, and this single flying man would take it and go up into the air. But he was only able to stay up there for about maybe 15 or 20 seconds because the fuel would just burn out or be used.
Hey, now that you tell me that, there's a movie called The Rocketeer. Have you seen that? And now that you mention how the fuel would run out so quick, I'm thinking, wait a second, in the movie The Rocketeer, that dude's flying for miles.
Yeah, it's a special blend with 91 probably.
The Rocketeer. That's a good movie.
No, it's fun. One of my favorites.
Yeah, and it had that girl from The Labyrinth, right?
Yes.
What's her name? Yeah. Anyways, that girl.
Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly. Yes.
Yes.
Carlos is getting heart palpitations. Yeah. But is there anything else you want to mention, Carlos? Go ahead.
Yeah, don't buy the hype of conspiracy theories. They're fun, but they're a rabbit hole, and you start doubting yourself.
Oh yeah. You'll start getting carried away. You'll start thinking everything is fake. You know?
Yeah. Start blaming everything, the government, the aliens.
Yeah. But anyways, is there any? You know what? I wanted to for this episode. There was something that happened this week. I mean, I know we were gonna try to keep it not paranormal and stuff, but we've been talking about all this stuff anyways. Yeah. But something actually happened at my house, and it happened in the house, and it happened here in the garage. And so right now I'm kind of tripping out because I did purchase a doll from Layla. Shout out to Layla, Paranormal East LA. I bought this doll that it was her since, that belonged to her since she was a kid. It's a PEE WEE HERMAN doll. It's a box PEE WEE HERMAN doll.
Yeah.
I should have had it right here. It's over there. So. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, she's had it forever, and she sold it. So I'm like, you know what, I'll buy it. And she did message me like, oh, you know what, it might be a little haunted and stuff, and so
no returns. No
so you know what, I don't know if it was that, or maybe it's just coincidence. But anyways, let me tell you guys, I was here in the garage, and I was kind of cleaning up because I did organize the garage a little. I changed some stuff around. You guys can't see it here, but it's in front of me. I moved some stuff around, and while I was working in here, I actually like closing the garage door, to put my music in here and stuff. And I was moving some shelves, and all of a sudden I heard the garage door, the little handle, like start rattling, like somebody's trying to open it. And everybody in my family knows not to open the garage door because it's a little. It has there's a special way of opening it so you don't so it doesn't open crooked or sideways, so nobody ever touches it. So it surprised me that somebody was trying to get in. So right away I put down some tools that I had, and I was like, hold on, and I could hear somebody like walking back and forth in the door, right? So I opened the garage door and there's nobody there, and I'm like, what the, what's going on, Nobody could get inside the backyard because I have all these gates locked. So I walk. No, it wasn't the dog. So I go inside the house, and I was like, who tried to go open the garage door? And they're like, nobody. And I was like, okay, that was kind of strange. Well, anyways, a couple days later, I'll go to sleep pretty late because I stay up watching YouTube and stuff, and I went to bed. It must have been like 2 a.m, and when I laid down, I started hearing this little weird noise on the corner of the room, which is you know what, that in our bedroom there's this little closet, and it always creeps me out. And I've told my wife a few times, like when I go to bed, every time I walk, because I have to walk past the closet to get to my side of the bed, and every time I go to bed, you know, I don't turn on the lights. I don't want to wake up my wife, and I'll walk real quick next to the closet because I get the creeps. So,
man.
Anyways, that night I went to bed and I start hearing something like tapping, like on the corner of the wall. So I do sleep with a small flashlight next to me, you know, that's not too bright. So I turn on the flashlight and I start looking, and I'm like, man, did a mouse come in here? You know, is there a mouse in the room?
Yeah.
So I'm not looking at the ground, and I'm still in bed, laying in bed, like kind of laying in bed. It's kind of sitting up, and I'm looking, and all of a sudden I have these containers, and you know what? We have this big what do they call that? Like a chest, right? The wood chest, and it used to belong to my wife's grandfather. And I have a bunch of like controllers and stuff for, you know, for Xbox, PlayStation, that I keep right there, little remotes and stuff. And when I was looking with the flashlight, a few of these things just kind of fell on the floor, like from the top of that chest, and I was like, okay, time to go to sleep. So I turned off the flashlight. I'm like, just cover myself. Well, anyways, I forgot. You know, I'm like, okay, and I didn't tell my wife about it, but the next day, she was doing something in the room, right? And I was outside building some like we bought this canopy kind of thing. What do they call it? A gazebo. So I was building the gazebo, and she comes outside and she's like, hey, something weird happened in the bedroom. And I'm like, oh crap, like what was it? And she's like, I was doing her, she was doing her makeup or something, and we have this big mirror, and I guess she was going through her wallet through some papers, and she put some money aside. So she put the money in the corner. That dresser's kind of by the closet, right next to the closet, and she put the money in the corner where the closet, the closet has no door, so it's, you know, just open. So she put the money on that corner of the dresser, and she said she was looking in the mirror, you know, doing her stuff, and all of a sudden, you know, from the corner eye, she sees the money just like get tossed off the dresser. And I was all like, maybe it was the wind. Was the window open? Did you have the fan on? She's like, no, there's no wind. There's nothing. The door, you know, it's no way that wind just came and knocked money off. Because she has other little knickknacks on top of the table, and there's other papers, pictures, and nothing flew off except the money. So,
wow.
So now I'm thinking, like, what the heck's going on, Layla? take back PEE WEE.
All sales final.
But anyway, shout out to Layla. Yeah, so that's what happened, dude, and it tripped me out. So now I'm kind of like, you know what? Now I'm kind of like on edge, just waiting to see what's next, like what's gonna happen. You know, I'm very alert now to everything.
Well, you can borrow my my night vision camera if you want to. You can set it up in the room.
Hey, and you know what? I should put that Xbox camera with the one year that you did the what did you do? You did some kind of what do you call it?
Voodoo.
No, well, you did some like you made it to do like what do they call it? 3D, not 3D effect, when it does the structure, the stickman kind of thing.
Right. Well, it's pretty simple. All I did was just give it 12 volts of power through an adapter and converted the cable, which is a proprietary Xbox cable, and converted that to a regular computer cable.
Okay.
And once you run the proper software on your computer, you're able to do the whole skeleton recording. So maybe you should just set it up there on the stand.
I think, you know what, I think maybe one of these days when we leave, just leave it set up and recording and see what, you know, see if I capture something, because there has to be something in that room. And well, I mean, not just the room, but you know, even for it to happen here in the garage was kind of weird. But
oh yeah, you have two cameras, so you can do it with two laptops.
Yeah. And you know what, that PEE WEE that PEE WEE doll, I mean, I don't know if it was my imagination, but I set him up when Layla brought him. I set him up on top of a piano here in the garage, and I remember his feet just being like standing straight. And yesterday when I came in, like the PEE WEE, the little legs were like sideways, like he's standing sideways. And I don't know. I think I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just tired because it's been a long week.
I think someone was having fun on the piano while you were gone.
Well, you know what? Like I said, hey, Pee Wee's on top of the piano just like in the movie. Is he on a piano or was he on a stage?
I think he was on a billiard.
On a bar.
Bar, okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
If you don't want that Pee Wee Herman doll, there's this place at 30 Knollwood Street, Monroe, Connecticut. And it's called the Warren Occult Museum. They'll probably take your Pee Wee.
Yeah, no, I'll keep them. You know, it's fun. Give me a little excitement in my life.
Oh my god.
Oh man. But anyways, yeah. So that's what happened. You know, that's what happened in my paranormal life.
Oh.
Yeah. But besides that, you know what? I had a quick rant that I want to do.
Nice. Okay.
I purchased these earphones, Carlitos.
Right.
Jabra something Elite Active. I think they're like $140, and they're these little earphones that you just plug into your ears. Like, you know, now they're making the earphones like hearing aids, right? Where you pop it inside.
Mm-hmm. They're independent. Yes.
Don't buy these. Don't buy these. Horrible. They're supposed to be sport. Dude, I put these on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be standing watering the lawn and they just pop out of your ears. I'm gonna go return them.
Have you changed the tips? Because some of them come with different sizes.
Yeah, I did all that.
Oh wow!
And you know what? The thing is, I messed up because I should have did some research, like read reviews. Because after that started happening, I went online and I read the reviews, and everybody has the same problem. Like they just pop out of your ears.
Are you sure it's not Pee Wee pulling them off? He went for that $100, so maybe he goes after the earbuds too, because they're $120.
Yeah, so I wanted to say that because usually I don't complain about stuff, but you know, for something that cost $140, come on, man, okay. Come on, $139.
Ouch.
But, yeah, don't buy them. I'm gonna go return. I'm probably gonna go to Best Buy tomorrow and return them and get. You know what? I should have stuck with the Sony ones. They have some really nice Sony ones that I like, and I try to be cool like the cool kids.
Right.
Anyways.
Too late.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And also, I do want to. I want to do. Let me get my phone real quick. I wanted to do a quick shout out to this person here in San Pedro that I actually.
Awesome. All right.
I actually picked this up today from her house. So I wanted to do a quick shout out because I actually mentioned to her that I mentioned to her that I wanted to get this for the garage for the channel, for the YouTube channel, and I told her, you know, San Pedro Paranormal. She's like, "Oh, you're the guy from San Pedro Paranormal." So I wanted to.
Yes.
Her name is let me see, Lisa Medina. You know, she hooked me up with this San Pedro Opoly.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know, Monopoly with San Pedro. You know what? They sell these in Walmart for anybody that wants for anybody that wants to pick this up. They sell it at Walmart for $20. So, anyways,
not bad.
Yeah, you wanted to what?
And it has all the hot spots. It has all the hot spots around the board, right? It has Sunken City and a few other memorable places. Right?
Yeah, it has
another good one.
It has the San Pedro High School, the Harbor Boulevard, Cabrillo, bunch of stuff.
That's neat.
So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, thank you.
What are the little statues? Are they? You know, sometimes you have like.
Oh, you mean the little game pieces?
Yeah, the game pieces.
Just random stuff. There's a high five hand, a smile, a heart, a dog. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's pretty. You know what? It's pretty cool to have a Monopoly game of our town. So,
that's great. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to rant about, Carlos? What did you have any bad experiences this week?
No. No, this has been a pretty good week. Not the only bad experience is just that I'm getting a little bit more bored than usual. Maybe I'm running out of ideas of things to do around the house. So I'm going to start venturing out more and going for walks, bicycle riding, and go to Home Depot and start getting some more material.
Yeah.
You know, it's just want to buy some more pieces of wood.
Yeah.
Nail stuff up.
And you know what? It seems like we're going to continue with the whole coronavirus thing for a while because, you know, a lot of people don't follow, don't listen about the wearing the mask, and it's still spreading, and it seems like things are gonna be like this for a moment. So what I was thinking, remember how a couple years ago I mentioned how I want to build a theater screen outside of my backyard, like on the fence, like a flip up kind of screen. So
Nice.
you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I think it's time to do it, because I'm kind of starting to get instead of homesick, I'm getting like friend and family sick. I miss my friends and family.
Yeah.
So I'm
the
thinking,
opposite.
you know what, if I do this in my backyard and everybody could be spaced out, the 6 or 10 feet away from each other, and we could all sit outside and watch movies together, at least that, because I am really, it's really starting to get to me, not hanging out with friends and family. I mean, the computer thing is cool, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah.
Exactly.
And and you know what, I'm a very social person. I need to socialize. Like I can't just be trapped, But
Right.
yeah.
Well,
So
you got Pee Wee now, so you're good.
yeah, but I got Pee Wee to keep me company here in the
Keep you
garage. Anyways. All right, Carlitos. Well, I think we're done for
That's
today.
it.
I think we're done.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Keep it a little short.
All right.
Is there any shout outs or anything you want to mention before we end episode 25?
No, just that's an awesome little gift you got there for the Monopoly, and
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a
enjoyed
gift.
that.
It wasn't a gift. The thing is,
Shout out and-
you know what she did? She actually purchased them for $20, and she sold them for $20. So, and you know what? She didn't even charge tax.
Oh, that's
She kind of did it just
that's
to be
really-
friendly.
uh-huh.
So
Oh, that's beautiful. That's wonderful
yeah,
right there.
so it's cool.
I'll let you thank that person again.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think this is it. This is the end for
This is it.
episode 25, and thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, watch our last episode, the Mummy episode. We haven't been getting a lot of views on that episode, so check it out. It was pretty fun.
Really.
Check it out if you want to listen about Brendan Fraser.
Oh yes, I wanted to mention Brendan Fraser.
Uh-huh.
I've actually been watching him on a show, even though his face doesn't come out that much. But he is back, and he's working on Doom Patrol. He plays the superhero that's a robot. He was in an accident in the 70s, and they saved his brain, but not his body, and they put it into this robot. So it's a cool show. It's called Doom Patrol. I believe it's on the Warner.
So he doesn't come out as just his
He
voice.
does the
or-
voiceovers.
Oh, okay.
And it's his voiceover, and he does come out sometimes in scenes, and he comes out like kind of heavy set, and he's used to be a NASCAR driver, and he was in an accident, and he misses his daughter, so he's kind of like this whole. I can cover and punch things, but I still have this weakness, and that's what it is. His daughter.
Oh, nice.
But
Gotta check that out.
It's a kooky show. I like it. It has a couple other actors in there. I think Timothy Dalton's in it. He's the person in charge, the scientist that pretty much turned them into what they are. And Diana Guerrero, she's from Orange is the New Black. So yeah, check out that show.
So is it on Netflix or Hulu?
It's on the Warner Brothers special streaming service, whatever that is.
Oh, okay.
It's like the one little DC whatever that is. Yeah, I forget
Oh,
what it
okay.
is.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I gotta check
Yeah.
that out. Yeah, I miss Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, 'cause we talked about him in the last episode. so I
Georgia
thought
the
you might
Jungle.
remember
Georgia
what
the Jungle. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time on San Pedro Paranormal. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.